What's going on, guys? T2RX6 here, back for another Transformers review, and today we're taking a look at the new Legends Generations Bumblebee. It's really kind of unfair to call this guy a Legends, because he's more like a Legends Commander. Just for comparison, here's the actual old Legends Bumblebee, and you can just see how much bigger this new one is. So he's not really the same thing as your Legends Bumblebee. So let's actually get him transformed, and we'll set him aside, because we're going to need him in a little bit. But before we do that, we also get Jolt. Yeah, I always want to say Jolt, but his name is actually Blaze Master. Little helicopter target master robot guy. Nice spinny blade here. Yeah, pretty cool. I really am liking these target master guns. Well, granted, this is the only one I have. Hopefully Roller doesn't disappoint either. But he's pretty cool. You can pop off this rotor if you want, and you can plug it on Bumblebee, and hooray, flying car, if that's what you want to do. We're going to leave this off. You can leave this on all points of his transformation, but let's actually talk about his gun mode. So what you're going to do is take like this Gatling gun here, and just kind of flip it down so it makes a handle. Flip the tail all the way up so the gold piece is facing forward, and then just kind of rotate the whole body up, and now you've got a pretty cool looking gun for this guy. And you can still, like I said, leave the rotor attached if you want, but we're just going to kick it to the side because I think it looks better without it. And he does plug in nicely on Bumblebee. And one of the things I particularly like about this is that because of the handle swivel, you get a large range of motion. So if you wanted to set up a battle scene, or you know, maybe that Metroplex is coming and he needs someone to be riding down the battle platform defending, that's pretty cool that you can actually swivel the gun and have it pointed upwards as opposed to just straight in front of you. So I really like that. I think it's cool. It's pretty silly and simple, but whatever, who cares. Let's talk about his next form here, which is his robot form. So we're going to take the legs here and swivel them back on down, and then take the Gatling gun and continue spinning it around as far as you can till the little black peg comes out. And we're pretty much done here, except for taking his head and rotating it up like that. Now, my peg doesn't sit completely in there. I'm not sure if it's supposed to, but you can see he doesn't really like standing. So for this mode, I always have to put the helicopter blades back on and actually use them as a way to hold him up from behind. The only articulation you get of this guy is, well, obviously his head can look up and down a tiny bit, and he's got arms that go up and down, but really pretty good. Size comparison, there he is, the old school Bumblebee. We'll need him again after, we'll put him in his target master mode, but let's take him aside for now. Now Bumblebee here, pretty simplistic transformation, not all that hard, though it is worth noting that the way the head interacts here, it can be broken, especially, I think it really only takes a stress in the plastic, and mine had a stress and broke on his first transformation, but I'll show you that after. He comes packaged in his robot mode, so whatever, it's better to start with vehicle modes. More exciting for a review. So what we're going to do is just kind of unpeg all this stuff, and then make sure we're on camera, and then rotate these on forward like so. Now this trick here is something that someone at Hasbro or whoever is designing these actually really seems to like, because they used it on Springer too. And you take his fist and you rotate it around, and you kind of rotate this panel to close it up. That's the same thing that the new Springer does. So someone just figured this out and really likes it, or I don't know, the guy who came up with it the first time figured it out again and pushed on it, I don't know. Anyway, we'll come back down to here, and what we're going to do is kind of take the waist and kind of swivel it around, but we don't want to go the whole way because then we're going to start messing with the head. So at the same time that you're doing this, you want to take the roof of the car and start swiveling it that way, which you can see Bumblebee's head is attached. So we're going to do this at the same time, swivel the roof and swivel the thighs, and that's going to put that into position like this. We'll come back down here, rotate his little feet around like so, and we're almost done with this guy. All we need to do is now clean up his arms. So we'll rotate them into position, And there we go. We've got a Bumblebee in his robot mode. And this guy's actually pretty cool. And like I said, totally not your standard Legends. Much bigger, where your Legends has this articulation and this articulation. This guy has a pretty full range of articulation. Now his knee is a bit limited. That is all the bend you can get. What happens is there's this little tab here that tabs into the windshield when he's in vehicle mode. And that actually interacts with the knee. I think if you really were motivated, you could probably sand this down just a little and still work on all modes and get a full 90 out of them, but I'm not all that concerned. Now, I did want to show you the transformation back to his vehicle mode. Well, not entirely. I just want to show you what I think actually causes breakages. So, it's going to be hard to see here, but I'm going to zoom in. And you can see the super glue mark on mine. What ended up happening is just like a sliver of the yellow broke off up to about that first tab right there, that line right by my fingernail there. That broke off out of here, and then his whole head broke out after the first transformation to vehicle mode. And why I think that happened is because you take this and you kind of rotate it on down. I don't think I would have forced it here, but it's possible that somehow I ended up getting a little extra force on it. And what happens is if you don't get this waist piece out of the way, you don't actually leave enough room down here for the head to complete the movement here. Yeah, so I think it just takes a little bit of weak plastic, and you know, that maybe that little bit of force where it just contacts there instead of going its full range of motion was enough to break it. So just be aware of that with your Bumblebee. So the final thing that we'll do here before we end this review is take our little Blaze Master here. Let's turn him back to a gun actually, and I'm going to take the helicopter blades off because, like I said, better without. I'm going to take this, rotate this on forward, rotate the peg on out, and right into Bumblebee's hands. Works great. Totally cool little target master robot slash helicopter. I totally dig this guy. He's a lot of fun. I can't wait to find Optimus. I wish Optimus was there when I was looking for him, but pretty cool. So, before we go, his face is the only thing that I think may be a touch weak. Dead on, it's not terribly Bumblebee. It looks a little bit fat and bulbous, but actually, when you angle it a little, you get all those really nice angles, and he feels totally G1 to me. So, I like this guy. I think he's worth picking up. Cost about $9 in the store, but, you know, I thought I was going to get one of these guys before, and he is totally much better. So, this is T2RX6. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I'll see you next week.